the weirdest thing a friend did to you?
Okay, y'all, I have a grip of stories. I literally. But anyway, this particular one that I'm thinking about, I was best friends with cousins. And me and one of the cousins, we fell out. And we were best friends for since we were little, even before the other cousin I was best friends with. Okay, so it was a year after me and my best friend fell out. And her cousin came to get her hair done by me. And at the time, this was my best friend too, since high school. So then I'm talking to her and I'm thinking about patching it up with her because I miss her, things, Oh, she told me, she was she's still the same. She do this, her and her mama, So I'm dang, well, I don't want to deal with that. And she was yeah, you don't want to do that. So I'm over that. But then a few years later, I'm okay, I want to meet. So basically I had to damn near beg my childhood best friend to meet me. So when we met, she told me that her cousin told her that I said a whole bunch of shit I ain't never said. So basically it was a scheme that Todd set up.
What's the weirdest thing a friend did to you?
Y'all, real life. One time I told a friend that I was going on a weight loss journey and her response was, dang, now I'm gonna be the fat friend. Yeah.
What's the weirdest thing a friend did to you? I'll go first.
Autocorrect friends with an S. Quick backstory. So Christmas of 2019, my now husband proposed to me and I need bridesmaids and I need to get everything ready for my wedding. So when it came down to deciding for my bridal party, I knew my husband had 4 sisters who were all willing to participate and be a bridesmaid. So I wanted to make that even and pick 4 of my friends to be a part of my big day too. So bridesmaids number 1, we've always been close. We've known each other for years. To the point I could walk into her house with her family there without her even being there. That type of relationship. So I'm sorry, I'm just still baffled. Basically, she wasn't comfortable with COVID after I explained the guidelines, but I told her, hey, if you really don't feel comfortable, then, I'd rather you be where you feel safe.
What's the weirdest thing a friend did to you?
I feel like I could do a bunch of these, but in middle school when I was, suicidal, I told my friends how I felt, and one of them said, who cares? She's gonna do it anyways. Why would I react?
What's the weirdest thing a friend did to you?
I don't know if I take the cake for this one, but I got a lot of stories about weirdo ass friends, but this is the one that really just set me the fuck off. So last January, I moved back home from college or whatever, but me and my college best friend, we stayed in touch or whatever. We were like this, we were on the phone almost every day. Her birthday was in May, so from January to April, we were talking about and planning for her birthday. So I basically just went out of my way for her, definitely went out of my way. I drove 2 hours in an unreliable car to go hang out with her for a week before her birthday, while also trying to help her plan and do other stuff for her birthday because she really didn't have many friends. You feel me? I'm gonna have to make a part 2, so just come back for part 2. So she's from Florida, so we went to Florida to go spend her birthday with her family and friends from Florida. And then we were going to come back to her apartment in Valdosta and have a party for her with her college friends. Nice and simple, short and sweet, cool. Everything went perfect. Not a hair out of place, makeup not untouched. Everything really went perfect for her, and I loved it. Loved it for her. But once it was time to start talking about my birthday, this is where things started to get weird. I don't know if y'all have ever been to Vegas, before you turn 21, but there's a lot of things in Vegas that you can do under the age of 21. On top of that, weed is legal, and me and her both like to smoke, so I knew that was going to be the perfect trip for the both of us. Regardless if you couldn't do anything else that was 21 plus related. I didn't even care about doing nothing 21 plus related. At 21, all I could do is drink legally. That's really it, and I really don't like drinking like that. So as we're talking about it, she was like, what can I do in Vegas? So I'm looking at her text what you mean? What can you do in Vegas? It's the way she said it. I'm not going. It was basically I'm not going because I can't do anything in Vegas. Why is that the first thought of your mind? Why the only thing you should be worried about is celebrating your best friend's 21st birthday, regardless if you can do anything or not. Then on top of that, if you wanted to drink, I can buy you a drink. I'm 21. If you want to smoke, I can buy you some weed. You feel me? Like, I have other friends, and she know I have other friends that are the same age, maybe younger than her. So she basically made it about herself, and I'm just like, this ain't about you. Your birthday just passed. You did and got whatever you wanted for your birthday. Let me have the same courtesy. But then she started acting weird. And because after her birthday, we barely talked. Like, me and her, we used to go, we never went a week without talking. Like, we probably would go like maybe a full day. Not even a full day. Like, we were talking every day. So she started getting distant, and I started not giving a fuck because it is what it is. So whole time she was hanging around with two bitches that she knew did not like me. And on top of that, these are the same bitches that me and her used to talk about. So you're fake as fuck, for one. Number two, you're weird as fuck, because why?
What's the weirdest thing a friend did to you? I'll go first.
If you are the third friend that befriended the two friends that were already friends, like back from childhood, you already know how this is about to go. But let's get on with it, honey. Okay, so it's Thanksgiving-ish, about a couple years ago, and it was, I love you, I hope you're doing great, you're going to be bombing your career, we out here growing up, we flourishing, we doing good, girl. So, anyway, all the good shit. So, about a week later, you know, I had vented to them about what had been going on in my life, because, you know, hey, we've been friends since we were, middle schoolish? They disregarded everything I said and started talking about shoes. And yes, I did take note of that. And then we started talking about Target and how expensive it is. So that was the last time I talked to them. And then next thing you know, I'm getting indirect shots thrown at me on Facebook. But really, I just chucked it up to God heard us a conversation that I didn't, because clearly there was a conversation had outside the group message that I didn't know. But otherwise, I hope they're doing well, because I know that I am.
What's the weirdest thing a friend did to you?
She set me up on multiple occasions to be succeeded once, but after I caught on, you know, you can tell why we're not friends anymore. Because tell me how, she brings me into the situation, and it was the guy himself who was like, he said, and I quote, "If you were white, I would have called one of my boys. But because you're black and you remind me of my little sister, I'm going to send you home." He gave me a tenner and a packet of crisps and sent me on my way. Can't lie, that day I was like, thank you, Lord, for making me melanated, because that friend was coloured. So she got left in the dust. I don't know what happened. And I don't want to.
No, I'll go first. I had a friend, right, who I was basically going to her house and cleaning up, and her mum was supposed to be paying me, right? So her mum would give her the money and she was supposed to be giving me the money, and I never saw that money. But that's not the sticky part. The sticky part is this friend was selling stuff from the house. So for example, her brother's Nintendo DS, a mobile phone went missing, and basically she had sold it to get money. Guess who got blamed? Moi. I got blamed for stealing, and she actually put up this whole front, attacked me with an air freshener, basically tried to beat me up. And when I left, her mum sent me a text message apologizing for her behavior and that I shouldn't report it. And of course I didn't report it. It turned out that she ended up admitting that she had actually sold those things, and her mum was begging for my forgiveness. I did not respond to the message. I did not respond to the calls. I completely cut them out of my life. But I just find it so weird how I was actually working for free and never saw that money and never thought to question it, or never thought to bring it up to the mother either. This only went on for about 2 months. I say only 2 months, but thinking about it, 2 months is a fucking long time. It wasn't just mobile phone or Nintendo DS that she accused me of stealing, knowing that she had basically stolen those things and sold them herself. One time, her mum actually opened my suitcase to search from top to bottom, everything inside, to make sure that I hadn't been the one who stole her perfume as well, and some sanitary towels. I was like, why did I steal perfume and sanitary towels out of all things to steal? Either way, it was very humiliating and embarrassing, but yeah, that happened. I have many stories of things people have done to me, and I've kind of just let it slide and never said anything about it, or didn't take any action, didn't take any revenge, and just a lot was going on, and I was like, it's happening, oh well. I'm hoping that I become a very different person. Well, I believe that I'm a very different person already, but you know, these boundaries and not letting people take the piss out of me and shit on me, I really need to work on that, because in some ways it's still kind of happening. People are still kind of doing stuff to me, or I'm allowing people to do stuff to me, and still giving them chances to redeem themselves, and ignoring or not taking action or revenge, or trying to let people know about what the fuck they're doing, just staying completely silent and letting it all happen. And it needs to stop. It has to. Like, I've seen enough, I suffered enough. Come on, Adela, come on.
If you found the one, you should never give her up. I think it's the way life changes when in love, yeah. I surround my soul with